You're listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast, the #1 rated robot-related podcast in northeastern Ontario.
Hello and welcome to episode 163 of the Rusted Robot Podcast. I'm your ever-present host, Sean, with Josh, and special guest stars, Katie and Shane.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Hello, I am C-3PO Human Cyborg Relations.
I am Locutus of Borg. Resistance is futile.
You're like a machine underneath, right? But sort of alive outside?
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
You're not quite, human, are you?
No, sir. I'm an android.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Counterfeit, facsimile, replica.
We need some sort of robot. Ah, crap! I'm some sort of robot.
What are your prime directives?
Serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law.
By your command.
How's everybody doing today?
Awesome.
I am well.
I have had a rough week.
Have you had a rough week?
Yeah, the rain and flooding in the basement of 2 different buildings that I had to go clean up. It's terrible. Terrible.
Sounds terrible.
But I finally got a Zapdos, so I'm happy.
You finally got what?
A Zapdos.
A Zapdos.
Yeah, Josh and I play Pokemon Go. Actually, so does Shane.
When did you guys get a Zapdos?
Josh
Yesterday.
got a Zapdos.
It's the only one I'm missing.
Josh also got like 3 Moltres, 2 of which I caught for him. I have 1 Lugia.
I don't have a Lugia. I'm missing Lugia and Zapdos.
I have a full set.
Lugia is the only one that I have. I caught some of Josh's birds for him.
And I'm still not playing.
My own game hates me, so I only have Lugia, who I've named Ham Hands.
Ham Hands.
Because I don't know if you've noticed, but he's called a legendary bird, but I'm pretty sure because he's psychic, right? I'm pretty sure he just has 2 big arms with big freakish hands on the end that he waves around like they're wings, but they're not. They're just hands. And then he makes you think he's one of the legendary quote-unquote birds, but he's not. He's just a big psychic ham-handed Pokemon. It's great.
All right.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah, he's a freak.
Yes, he's not the only one.
Yeah, just like me.
Yay!
We're BFFs.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. So, everybody's good? Your leg is okay? It's healing?
That remains to be seen.
And Shane, you're in optimal health?
That I'm aware of, yeah.
Functioning within normal parameters?
I am.
Excellent.
When the zombies come, will we all survive?
I hope so.
Who knows?
I mean, we might have to leave Josh behind. He's wounded, but I don't know.
He's the one with the weapons and the knowledge. We can't.
We can take the weapons.
But we can't take the knowledge. He's not Data. We can't take his head off.
I have a lot of his knowledge.
Oh, well then. Sorry, Josh.
A lot of Josh's knowledge is contained within me.
This episode is called Josh, Left Behind.
You don't know where the trigger locks are, nor do you know where the vault key lock is.
Do you?
Yeah.
She knows where the vault key lock is. She doesn't know where the trigger lock key is.
Yeah, I do. But you have it.
Seems like a liability not to tell her where it is. You should probably tell her where it is.
Yeah. You should do that.
It's fine. We can just go buy a trigger lock and it comes with a trigger lock key.
No, he doesn't have any of them more of that set.
Alright.
For a while, all the trigger locks sold at Albert's used the same key.
That seems like a larger liability.
Yeah, I think that's why they stopped doing it. Also, Albert's is no longer
in
the same place where they were before, and they sold like everything before where they left.
Yeah. But all the old trigger locks all use the same key. I only have 1 of those trigger locks, but yeah, my friend has an entire set of guns. They all can be opened with 1 key, which I have. I'm like, so if I wanted to steal your guns, I can get all of them, right? He's like, yeah.
Right.
This isn't good, is it? I'm like, nope.
Lucky for him, you're a very trustworthy individual.
Well, yeah, or else I wouldn't have told him that all of his keys are the same key.
That's what I mean, yes.
Because he had a big ring of all of them. He's got like 20 guns. He's got 20 keys. That's how I noticed. I'm like, that's the same, 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 same. I wonder. Same. So I just went up to his gun and took off the trigger lock from his 12 gauge. I'm like, yeah.
That's probably not good.
That means anybody that bought their trigger locks then, I can also open their thing.
That part is true.
Yeah, that's bad.
Did you know that season 3 of Voltron was just released on Netflix?
We do.
And we've caught up with the children. We are now ready to watch season 3.
No wonder people were waiting for it, though. Geez, it ends on a heck of a cliffhanger.
I can't remember because I've already watched it a long time ago.
I can't say because there's spoilers.
Yeah,
so if
stay away
anybody
from
hasn't watched it yet, but oh my god, it ends on the craziest cliffhanger, and people had to wait a whole year for it.
I don't think they waited a year. Didn't it come out in the spring? And see,
well, we could have watched it last night.
Yeah.
Not last night. Whenever we last had the children, and we're watching it. But Josh makes us watch it only once a week.
What?
If we watch it once a week, sometimes we don't watch it because we only watch it if all 4 of us are together because it takes all of the team to form Voltron.
Oh, yes. All right.
Which is fine, but he won't let the kids stay up way, way past their bedtime to watch Voltron.
How can you not watch like 4 or 5 episodes in a row?
Well, because sometimes it's like 9:30 and the kids need to go to bed.
All right.
But I feel like they could just stay up later and
It's
I'll
the summertime.
just carry them to work.
It's summertime.
Yeah. I still have to wake them up to come to work.
You got a wagon?
But yeah. Well, my wagon's with my dad.
Oh.
I would just have to carry them. I just have to pick them up and carry them all the way to work.
Yeah, you could.
But it would be worth it to watch Voltron.
Yes.
Yes, then the hobbling and screaming would be worth it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Once a week, Josh. 1 episode once a week.
No, not 1 episode. We watch an episode, 2 episodes, 3 episodes, depending on what time. Because it all depends on what time Katie gets home.
Also, sometimes we skip Voltron for like 3 weeks in a row.
What?
Because we're not all together.
We only watch it when all 4 of us can watch it.
Yeah.
So Katie works late, I work late, I have to go in and get called in.
Kids are with grandparents.
Kids are with grandparents.
So we don't watch it without them. Nobody watches ahead because I will kill them.
That's harsh. It's just a cartoon.
Yeah.
That is not harsh. That is reality.
All right.
I get really upset when people watch ahead without me, and they do it a lot. Mostly Josh. And I haven't murdered him yet because it wasn't important like Voltron is.
You know what? Season 3 of Babylon 5 that I lent you guys a year ago is still here in this house. Have you watched any more of it?
No.
You should watch it.
But if it makes you feel any better, Voltron's the only thing that I've seen in the last while. Oh, that and Worst Witch, which is a children's show from
Watched
Britain.
a couple movies.
Huh?
We watched the anime Beyond.
Oh, Beyond the
Beyond
Boundary. Yeah, for all you anime lovers, if you haven't seen Beyond the Boundary, it's actually pretty good.
Tell me about it. 'Cause I just started on Death Note yesterday or the day before.
Okay.
I'm 2 episodes in.
Okay.
And I don't like subtitles. I don't want to read because I miss the action.
Yeah.
Go to the dubbed version.
My eyes.
Can you do that on Netflix?
No, but you can find sources online where you can find.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're not supposed to.
So I know there are
read
some
that.
shows on Netflix that you can have a dubbed version.
Yeah. But in my opinion, though, the second season of Death Note?
I've never seen Death Note.
No? Okay. Well, at some point, you'll know when Death Note gets crappy.
Yeah.
Apparently it gets better again, but I just, abandoned it.
Well, I figured I'd start watching it because the movie is
Yeah.
coming out on Netflix sometime this month, right? So.
I'm excited for that. William Dafoe.
Is he in it?
Yeah.
I love that guy.
He's Rick.
He's Norman Osborn.
The voice he uses for Rick is the exact same voice he uses for the Goblin.
Okay.
It's pretty great.
Did you hear that season 2 of Glow has been approved by Netflix?
What is Glow?
You don't know what Glow
Gorgeous
is?
Ladies of Wrestling.
It's amazing. It's a show set in 1985. It's got WTF host Mark Maron as Sam Silva. It's an awesome show. You got to watch it. 10 episodes.
That sounds really like something I would not enjoy.
No, it's fantastic. Everybody loves it. It's amazing.
It's about a women's wrestling organization in the 80s.
Okay.
A real wrestling organization.
Okay.
And the one wrestler, she came from a soap opera.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, I don't think I can do this. I don't think that I can do this. And then she watches the match and she realizes, oh, this is just soap opera.
Yeah, it's just soap opera.
Yeah.
But, I enjoy wrestling when I go to a real, actual event.
Okay, but it's not really about wrestling. That's just the background that the story takes place in. It's actually about the interaction between the women.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's.
Is it a reality TV
No, it's not.
show?
No, it's a sitcom. Well, a dramedy, I guess.
It's about the real wrestling organization that happened in the 80s.
But a fictionalized
Okay,
version
well then
of it.
maybe that would be okay.
There's some wrestling in it, but that's just background. So go see season 1
I
of
will
Glow.
give it a chance.
You'll get addicted to it.
Maybe.
Have you watched it at all, Josh?
No.
Any of it?
No, I just remember what it's about because I remember the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling.
Okay. Shane, have you watched Glow?
I have not watched Glow.
Am I the only one here who's watched Glow?
You are.
I am. And it was amazing. And they're going to make season 2.
Okay, both of the shows that I mentioned were kids' shows.
We're not kids, none of us here.
I
We're big
enjoy,
kids.
I enjoy kids' shows.
There's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed.
Well, no, Beyond the Boundary is not a kid's show. Not at all. But for the most part, I really enjoy kids' shows. So I'm watching Voltron, Worst Witch.
Beyond the Boundary is about supernatural hunters that hunt Yomo, which are a type of demon spirit creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the one character is the last of her tribe of spirit hunters. The one character is a half spirit. He's a half Yomo. And what's happening in that world is kind of a drama set around those two, kind of comedy.
Yeah, a lot of it is comedic, but then there's a lot of parts that are really serious, but they break that up by being really funny.
Yeah.
And this is on Netflix?
No. Yeah, no, it's not. I don't think it is.
It's again on the mysterious online places.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
We went and searched it out because we saw part of it in an anime music video in which there was a really adorable little girl. Well, she's not really that little, but like she's very short, and she wields a sword made out of her own blood. And we're like, what the hell is this show? Because she was like really formidable in combat, but like she wears glasses and has pink hair and she's just really tiny. She's like, a high schooler or something? Mm-hmm. So she's not like super young, but she's just really tiny and cute.
And it's called Beyond the Boundary.
And is deadly. She's horribly deadly.
Beyond the Boundary.
Yeah, it's really good.
Sounds like a documentary on scientific exploration from the 80s. Beyond the Boundary. And would have creepy synthesized music.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sounds like Neil deGrasse Tyson should be narrating it. Beyond the Boundary, the sequel to Cosmos.
That's right. I can't believe they only made one season of that.
Right?
It was a good show.
What the heck?
It's so good.
But it covers all of the universe.
Yeah, I know, but I want to know more.
What else do you...
More!
I want a sequel to the universe,
That's
Josh.
right.
I want more episodes.
Universe.
Wait for the sequel. Death to happen, and then you can have it.
That's going to be the name of my band.
I don't think I'll live to that.
Entropy and the Heat Death of the Universe.
It's a good band name.
Right? I thought so.
It'll get here just before Game of Thrones winter.
Winter's already here.
No.
It is?
No.
Yeah. I've got 3 episodes to catch up on, but apparently it's here.
According to your podcast monitor thing, you guys are being too quiet.
We're being too quiet. All right. Is this loud enough now?
I believe so, yes.
All right. So also about Netflix, you guys watched something yesterday or the day before?
We watched Taking Earth.
I saw that listed and it looked like crap. How was it?
Oh my god, it's so bad.
Was it a cartoon or was it live action?
No, it's live action. The effects are actually not bad, but the acting is terrible.
Yeah.
Most of the main actors sound like they're robots pretending to be people. Except for the robot.
Who sounds like a people.
Who sounds pretty good. But yeah, the acting is bad.
And what's it about?
It is about...
There's a boy and his guardian who is effectively like his adopted mom, and they apparently have been hiding out on Earth, and people that they are having a war with, but we're not sure if it's like a war against another planet, war against another race, war against like same race but like civil war. We're unsure what kind of war it is. We watched the entire movie, we still don't really know.
We know that they want him to they want to use him as ransom against his father to save their world.
Yeah.
That's all we know.
Yeah, but like we don't know what that means.
Okay.
Or like if they're from the same planet.
So is it worth watching?
Maybe just so that you like see how awful it is, because it's almost kind of humorous. Remember when there's one scene that takes place like I think in almost like a mountainous terrain, and all of the trees are standing upright, but both of the characters are on a slight angle, like the same slight angle, and all of the trees are upright, and the camera makes it look like they're on the weird angle, not like the trees are growing sideways, which I assume they might be because some areas of the world are weird, but they're like clearly they're standing like this, like both parallel to each other, and it's just very odd.
You know how trees on a hill will often lean slightly towards the sunlight?
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Right.
But they're standing, they put it so the trees look straight up, and the people are standing on a weird angle.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. And then the weirdest and worst acting happens at that point, where they're both, like, one of them is being really sincere, but she sounds like she's reading a script.
Because she is.
She's not. She's looking at the other guy in the eyeballs, and the other guy... he's supposed to be insincere, pretending to be sincere, and his acting's also just bad. And it's just, it's kind of glorious how awful it is.
So it's so bad it's good, or it's just so bad it's bad?
It's just
so bad it's good.
It's
but you have to
terrible.
pay really close attention. Okay, you ever watch a show where you leave and come back every few minutes to just, what's happening now? Okay, I can go back to the kitchen and do something, come back, what's happening now? Yeah, that's the way the show feels if you're sitting there paying close attention to the entire show.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, did I miss something?
It just has,
but no, you didn't miss anything.
It's cut badly?
There's a girl that is introduced, and then the next scene, apparently her and the main character, the young alien boy, are now having a relationship.
Yeah, apparently they're in love, and I'm like, when did this happen? Like, I was watching, I watched the whole thing,
the script
and I was like, when did they fall in love? Did I miss something? And Josh was like, I don't know.
So the script is incoherent, or they're missing scenes?
I don't know. But yeah, they're like suddenly, like, because like she's introduced, okay, they learn her name, okay, they hang out for a little bit, they get chased around by the people, at some point they split off from the thing, like they split off from the girl, the two boys, and then the one says to the other, we can get to my ship, and then, and he's like, yeah, but they're going to destroy the Earth. And he's like, yeah, but then you won't be dying here on the Earth. And he's like, oh, no, wait, what about that girl that we found? And he's like, yeah, oh, we can't leave her behind. But then they do. They leave her. But then afterward, when they come back, and she's not even aware that the world was going to be blown up or whatever. But now apparently she's like, oh, you left and I found you again and we're in love. And I'm like, what's happening?
It's like they abandoned you 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
Well, that's how life works, isn't it?
And then he kisses her, but then the next scene he's giving himself up for ransom to the aliens. It doesn't end well. Like, he just gives himself up. So the whole thing could have been avoided if he just gave himself up in the beginning.
In the beginning, and then thousands of people would not have died, because thousands of people die, because they're just like looking for the dude, but they're also just killing humans indiscriminately, just for no real reason, because like they're super, super powerful, so they come down, and they could have just been like, oh, are you this dude? And then they'd be like, what? And then they could have just let them run away. But instead they're just like, oh, well, you can't know about us even though our ships are right there in the sky and you just saw me do crazy things, but boom, now all of this area is exploded.
It's messed up.
It's very strange. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Because it was
It's a South African film, so take that into account listening through the accents if you have a problem with accents.
Because I saw it on Netflix and I was like, I might watch that. But it just looked like it was bad, so I didn't.
No,
so I'm glad you guys did.
I feel like you might enjoy it because you like movies that are a little bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's a sci-fi movie. It's harder to understand than, like, old bad sci-fi movies because at least they were written well and made sense.
There are no bad old sci-fi movies.
Yeah, I know. But, like, if you...
The Day the World Stood Still? That's a bad sci-fi movie.
The Day the Earth Stood Still?
Yeah, they did.
That's a classic. That's fantastic.
No, it's bad.
Oh, it's awesome.
Well, if you are used to...
I've not made it through that thing without falling asleep.
The remake is horrendous.
Oh, yeah, no, that was bad.
Terrible.
Yeah, but the other one from 51, that's classic.
Can't watch it.
It's okay.
I watched
but I like bad movies.
a good animated sci-fi film the other day.
Did you?
What?
Yes. Titan AE.
Oh, that one is really good.
I love that movie so much.
You know, it's weird. I didn't watch that movie at all until Josh and I both lived in this house and had children.
Really?
Yeah.
It came out in 2000.
I know.
I went to the theater to see it. It was amazing.
So good.
I own it on DVD.
So good.
During year 2000 and on, I was very busy. I worked a lot.
I looked up information because Sarah had never seen it, so I was trying to find stuff on it. It lost most of its awards that it should have won to Chicken Run.
Really? Well, Chicken Run is a good movie.
Right? It's not as good as Titan AE.
It's not as good as Titan AE, but it's a pretty good movie, and I'm kind of glad that they won awards for it.
In awards communities, sci-fi has a detriment.
This is true.
Always.
Yeah. For some reason, the awards people don't like sci-fi.
That and Chicken Run had more of a base audience because it had kids and adults. Whereas Titan AE is kind of in that weird, it's more for adults than kids animated section.
I don't know. I think it's just because a lot of adults don't bring their kids to see movies because they feel like their kids are dumb. Our kids watched it and they thought it was great.
It was great.
It's awesome.
Yeah. You know what I watched last night?
No.
I went over to my buddy's house, Renee. He's the big Godzilla fan.
Ooh.
And he got the latest one from Toho, Shin Godzilla.
How is it?
Horrible dubbing.
Well, yeah.
That's to be expected. It's a Godzilla movie.
Yeah, the effects were pretty bad.
That's awesome.
It was long and boring, and it was mostly about the political aspects of the Prime Minister's office.
Last week, the first gent to play Godzilla, like to be the guy in the Godzilla suit, passed away.
Yes, he did. I heard about it. He was 88 years old or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Made me really sad.
If they're gonna make a political movie with Godzilla, I would love to have them take Godzilla and just place it in House of Cards. That would be amazing. Just to watch Frank Underwood deal with Godzilla, I'm done. I don't need to watch anything else ever again.
If I'm going to watch a Godzilla / politics movie, I want it to be about somebody trying to overthrow him as king of the monsters.
No.
But doing it politically?
It wasn't a political move. All the monsters get together in a big senate and they're talking.
Nice.
King Ghidorah's just...
Yeah, this wasn't that.
Mothra's trying to keep the peace.
we probably should have watched it with the subtitles on, but we watched the dub version.
Okay.
And so there was no background sounds at all. Like it was just
weird.
It was
Why
just,
there were no background sounds?
No background sounds. It was just the people talking in the recording booth.
Oh.
But
that's a really bad dub.
Yeah.
The lips matched up not too bad though.
Well, that doesn't matter.
No, but it looked like they were saying what they were saying, which was neat.
What? Okay, I thought I had seen all of the original Godzilla movies.
But you hadn't?
It turns out I'm missing one. There's a Godzilla movie where he fights Cthulhu.
Well, I bet you Renee has it.
I didn't know that. Did you know that?
I did.
I haven't seen that one.
Well,
there's a Godzilla movie where he fights Cthulhu.
It's great. You'd seen that.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you have to watch it.
Yeah,
it's the one, because I used to rent we used to rent all of our movies from Polly's, which was a store in Schumacher. You know that big building now?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, you're not from here. Nobody else is from here, just you.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Anyways, they had all the Godzilla movies. And they were
No, apparently they didn't. They were missing the Godzilla versus Cthulhu.
I'll tell you that I bet Renee has them because he's had them on VHS, he's had them on DVD, and now he's upgrading to all Blu-ray. So I bet he has at least 3 versions that you could
pretty
borrow.
great.
Format junkie, eh?
Oh yeah, and he liked the movie, and so did his kids. So
okay,
I fell asleep halfway through, but
I love Godzilla.
I usually do when I go for Renee's movie nights.
Damien will put in Godzilla a lot of the time if he's like just bored and looking for something to do. He's like, "Hey Mina, let's watch Godzilla," and they sit there and they watch Godzilla together in my room.
I feel like Mina definitely cheers for Godzilla.
Yeah, it's because he's great.
Yeah.
You have to cheer for Godzilla. He's the good guy. He's the hero. In most of them. Sometimes he just shows up to smash the city.
My hypothesis, which is a pretty standing hypothesis, is that Godzilla smashes Tokyo because it's his town. And when another monster goes to Tokyo, he doesn't go there because he wants to defend Tokyo. It's because, hey, you're smashing my stuff. They just built that. I need to smash that.
That's my stuff for smashing.
So him smashing Tokyo is like a dog peeing on a mailbox?
Yes. Yeah.
He's just marking his territory.
This is mine, and this is mine. All this area is mine. Nobody else may have it but me.
So Godzilla is just a giant 2-year-old.
Yes.
Yeah. And then when somebody else comes to play with his toys, he freaks out and beats them up.
Yeah. Even though he wasn't playing with it.
That makes a lot of sense.
It does. It makes a lot of sense.
Because why else would he go to defend Tokyo? No. He goes there because they're breaking his toys.
Yeah.
And he wants to break those toys.
It's like when somebody builds a miniature city and you get to smash it, but if you're not the one who smashes it, it's not as much fun. You have to wait for them to rebuild it, and then you go and smash it. I love smashing things.
And in other news, we have a Discovery teaser. Have you guys heard about it or seen it?
Nope.
All right, well, let's play it right now.
As we stand at the edge of an unknown universe, we know our greatest challenges lie before us. That our future is not bound by fear. And that our mission is not to conquer, but to discover. That is our destiny. A destiny written in the stars. And so we boldly go where we have never gone before.
You don't think that's going to be the opening, do you?
I don't think that's going to be the opening.
Oh, good, because it's not very Star Trek.
But what do you think?
It looks really cool.
Josh?
They're trying to evoke the Kirk and Picard and openings, which were by far the best openings of all of them.
Yes.
Worst opening being Enterprise, because that was the least Star Trek of all the openings.
It's been a long road, buddy.
Yeah. So
I don't even like that. That song is not a bad song, but they ruined it.
Yeah.
So they're trying to evoke that there, but they're just missing the beats that they need to hit. Like, it doesn't it feels badly written. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I need to say this, and I need to say this, and I need to say this. And I think I'm done. There we go.
All right.
You mean like it just feels like it's all pieced together from old things and they didn't add enough of their own new stuff? That is epic and awesome on its own?
Yeah.
That is brand new and Star Trek?
Yeah.
Without taking just a bunch of stuff from old Star Trek?
And then wouldn't people complain that it was not enough like the old
Star
Trek?
So if you listen to the original one, right, the intro.
Okay.
And then you listen to the cards. They have the same feel.
A certain gravitas.
And they hit certain key things that they need to hit. But you can tell, like, these were acted.
I think it might be their way of speaking. Because, like, they both said different things that were a little similar, but they weren't the same. And then I think because they're both Shakespearean actors, they both paused the same way as each other.
Yeah. It had the same feel, similar concepting, and it just felt better.
Also, they both have a tendency to speak from their gut. Like, when you're listening to either Kirk or Picard saying that opening thing, you can tell that they're projecting their voice.
Yeah. And
I wonder if that makes that much of a difference.
Also, the way they say it, they're telling you what's happening. 5-year mission, da-da-da.
And then our continuing mission.
This sounds like the beginning of a commencement speech at Starfleet Academy.
Maybe it is. I don't think that's going to be the opening for every show, though.
Well, I certainly hope not.
But
because, that might be the final straw if it is.
Okay, but the big thing everybody's talking about is that in Kirk's opening monologue, it was where no man has gone before.
Yeah.
Picard updated it to where no one has gone before, and now she has updated it to where we've never gone before.
Well, see, the Kirk-Picard update is a minor cultural update, that's fine.
Yeah.
Even though saying man in the generic sense, just saying humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fine. Alright, update it so it says no one has gone before. But where we've never gone before.
Now it's more inclusive now, because it's we.
Yeah. Well,
all of us.
I don't know. I think
But
either
we're
way
not
is
going.
fine. I feel like that's not the part that bothers me.
What is the part that bothers you?
I feel like they don't show enough of the actual space trekking.
No, that's just people. That was
Yeah, it's just people.
showing
and
the
then
characters.
there's like stuff floating around them, which is space-like. But I felt like, Star Trek is a voyage through space.
A trek through the stars, if you will?
Yes.
Ah.
And like in the original Star Trek, you see the ship going places through space.
But this
Second
is-
one, you see the ship going places through space. I think that's probably why I didn't really like DS9. They didn't go anywhere.
They went lots of places, you just didn't watch enough of it.
Well, okay, Cisco
They
and his
brought-
son went places in that crappy ship that he built himself that didn't make any sense. It wouldn't have been... That was a crappy
You're
episode.
talking about the solar sail.
Yeah.
The episode called Explorers.
Yes, that was awful.
That was a good episode.
No, it was
Yes,
awful.
it was. It was good.
I don't like Cisco-based...
No, but they brought in the Defiant to give them the ship so they can go places.
Yeah, okay, and then I think most of my favorite episodes were with Dr. Bashir, because he travels the most. He goes the most places.
O'Brien
and he
gets
saves
around pretty
people
well,
on-
too.
Yeah, O'Brien's great. That's why he's on, like, every ship.
He's got.
He's on a lot. He's on a lot of ships.
He's on 2.
Yeah. Isn't he in the background of another one somewhere? Could have sworn I saw him somewhere else. I don't know.
Not that I know of.
O'Brien's great.
He
should be on every ship.
He was on the Rutledge when he was fighting the Cardis.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no. O'Brien's been on 2. Worf's been on 2. Riker's been on 4.
All the modern ones.
Yeah. Riker's been everywhere.
Yeah, that's not
Riker,
surprising either.
Riker gets around.
Yeah, Riker does get around. It's the beard.
Yeah, it is.
Mind you, do we count Riker in the
Enterprise finale?
No, DS9.
Well, he played a Riker. It was Thomas Riker. It wasn't William Riker, but it was still Riker.
Yeah.
And he's the same person because he was split in 2.
Except
Yeah.
but he isn't because they've had
Separate experiences.
Well, separate experiences from then, but he's still Riker.
He's still
Riker.
He's still a Riker, but he's not Riker.
Oh, he still gave Kira the full Riker. Or was it Riker? I'm not sure.
Oh, no.
It was Kira, right? Yeah.
What do you think of the new...
Does that make you excited to see it? It's like a teaser. It's not really anything.
I'm interested.
More Riker? Do we get to see another episode with Riker?
How are they going to put Riker on Discovery? That's what I know. He's directing.
Well, yeah, he's directing, so he's got to be in it at least once.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Maybe Riker's grandfather, or great-great-grandfather, whatever.
No, it needs to be Riker.
That would be cool.
Just walks in the background in the next gen uniform, looks, steps back in the turbo lift, and that's all we see.
Yeah.
That would be perfect.
Some kind of time travel thing we're not supposed to know about.
Oh, yeah, because the tachyon pulse was re-rigged for the EPS power taps.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just a weird. Whenever you know they're gonna have time travel episodes. Every show does a time travel episode.
I love time travel episodes.
So
It'd be great
the
to see him just like
broken
walk
up,
out of somewhere.
Time's all messed up. And Riker just walks in, steps back on the turbo lift. Like, not dealing with this. that would be the perfect. Because then he doesn't interact with the crew. Doesn't have to like explain how the story goes.
He's just there
and out.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, but it would have to be the movie uniform because he's old now. So it's when he's on the Titan.
That's fine.
Because he's old.
Well, you CG him.
Well, even
you do the Disney youngification.
Yeah, maybe.
Get younger Riker to walk in.
Without the beard from season 1. Oh, there you go.
Pre-beard, just walk in, walk out. Now it's gonna be bearded Riker. Young Riker's worthless.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of beardless.
Watch the episodes. Young beardless Riker has nothing going for him.
No charisma whatsoever.
He's got no charisma. He's got no gravitas, no command presence.
Oh, that's great.
It is until he grows.
Beardless Riker is useless.
But when he gets the beard, suddenly
he's the man.
Yeah.
Bearded Riker taught me everything I know about love.
Oh dear.
That is a weird sentence.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Sad times. But yeah, the aliens look great.
Right?
The new aliens.
Save for the Klingons.
That's going to be explained.
Yeah, apparently it's...
Don't get all huffy on me here.
Yeah.
No, I don't even want to hear your explanation.
You know my opinion. I don't like...
You hate it.
I do.
You don't want him to poke holes in things that you love, Sean?
I don't want him to poke holes in things we haven't seen yet. We've seen maybe 4 minutes altogether with all the footage. We don't know what's happening.
Yep.
Yeah, but we know the Klingons aren't right.
But we don't know
they're
why.
They're fine.
No, they're not.
Sometimes stuff changes and I'm okay with it.
Not okay with it.
I will watch it and I will judge it after watching it.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. What did they change?
The way they look.
Yeah, but like how? Like physically? What?
Their ridges are different and they don't have hair now.
And
they're darker.
And their complexion is different, and they're giving them modeling on the face, changing the nose shapes, ear shapes.
I heard it's because they're supposed to be from a different part of their planet, though.
You think that Klingons would let a subspecies of their people live? You don't think they would have wiped them out centuries ago, like they do about everything?
Well,
I didn't even watch the show.
they didn't wipe out the ones that wound up with the disease that could have been spread, the ones with the lack of ridges.
Because it spread too quickly. It already spread before they had control over it.
Well, maybe this is just a natural thing that just happens because of needing to be adapted that way for a different part of their planet.
Except they're a technological species. Technological species don't adapt to their planet. They build stuff to make the planet adapt to them.
Yeah, but they're also the type of species that likes to go out and hunt with things that make them less useful against prey.
Yes.
Prey that could kill them.
Yes.
Yeah, so sometimes they don't like to use technology to make their lives easier.
But that's a choice.
Yeah.
Tell me, do they still sing songs of the great tribble hunt?
Like
how this might have been a choice thousands of years before they developed technology.
Except that...
They might be like, yes, but those Klingons are hardy to, cold weather. They might be hardy against cold weather. We don't know. You don't know. You haven't watched the show yet, Josh.
I do know, because Klingons are not a tolerant people.
Have you met all Klingons?
Yes.
You haven't?
Yes, I have met every Klingon in this universe.
We're meeting new ones now.
I've met every Klingon in this universe, and I know what they're like.
No.
I don't think that's true.
As there are no Klingons in our universe? Yes. Yes, you do. I've met all of them.
There's Klingons.
No, there are people.
I've met them.
I am one.
No,
my head ridges are at home.
You are people who pretend to be Klingons from the Star Trek universe. Our universe is clearly different.
No.
Because
Karen is clearly a real Klingon trapped in a human body.
This is true.
Well,
she's a real Klingon, bruh.
yeah, bruh. Bruh.
Has she murdered anyone out of honor?
We don't know. Not that she's told us.
She has to live among human society, so no. I am going to say no. You don't want to put a Klingon in a cage. Horrible things will happen.
Anyways, so yeah, I'm not pleased with it, and we'll leave. This was supposed to be just me. I'm not pleased. Let's move on. Now it's become a whole thing you wanted to avoid, and now we're doing it.
Yep.
As we do every week on every episode of the Rusted Robot Podcast.
Yep. Sean doesn't want things to happen. Josh forces them to happen.
That just sounds bad.
Actually, sounds kind of good.
Maybe Sean wants things to happen.
Hey, did you know that Seth MacFarlane says that the Orville will occupy the space that Star Trek used to?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, let me read you this article, and I'll tell you more about
Okay.
it. All right. Star Trek has always had a sense of hope and the goal of building a better and brighter future as part of its DNA. From the lessons that Kirk, Spock, and McCoy taught us during their 5-year mission in the original series, to Starfleet's first deep space explorations and alien encounters in Enterprise, the positive outlook of Star Trek is something many fans cite as a reason for their affinity towards the franchise. In a new interview, Seth MacFarlane, creator of the sci-fi comedy The Orville, says his new show will occupy that space, not the upcoming series Star Trek Discovery. And he says, Star Trek itself sprang from a lot of different sci-fi tropes that came before it. The idea of a ship, in the naval sense, cruising in space did not originate with that show. Following the release of the most recent Star Trek Discovery trailer, several fans took to social media to react, noting the heavy and dark tone. MacFarlane seems to agree, saying, I miss the aspirational place Star Trek used to occupy. They've chosen to go in a different direction. They can't all be Hunger Games, he said. There is some space for aspirational. The Orville is an attempt to fill that void. I think there's room for 2 spaceship shows. And he added that the 2 shows could not be more different in tone. They're continuing in the new direction they've chosen to go with that franchise. We're more old school. And then...
It seems like it's going to be significantly more comical, though.
Definitely.
I mean, it's Seth MacFarlane.
It's a comedy.
Yeah. And I agree, though, there is more than enough space for more space shows.
Oh, gotta have more space shows.
Yeah.
But Discovery writer Ted Sullivan reacted to MacFarlane on Twitter saying, for a guy who's never seen an episode of a show, Seth MacFarlane sure has a lot of opinions. Interesting to see what he thinks when he does.
He thinks he's never seen an episode?
Of the new show.
Oh.
Because no one's seen an episode of this.
Oh, I see.
And it goes on to say, of course, the television series can't simply be judged by a 2-minute trailer. Traditionally, trailers are heavy on action and explosions and include minimal character-building moments. This may be the case here. There you go.
See, Josh, you shouldn't poke holes in things you haven't seen yet.
Yeah, Josh.
Also, it's not nice to poke holes in things that other people love.
Yeah, but nobody's seen it yet, so they can't love it yet, so I can poke holes in it before it comes out. So
I'm
people don't
talking
like
about
it.
something different.
What are you talking about?
I am talking about a comic book that I have read recently.
You read a recent comic book?
I did.
Oh, tell me more.
It's
Where would you find this comic book?
at Jump City.
What the heck is that?
It's a comic book store here in Timmins.
There's a comic book store here in Timmins.
You can find it at 229 Pine Street South.
What's that name again?
Jump City.
Wow.
Oh my god. Okay, so anyway, the comic that I read and then got Josh to read was He-Man and Thundercats.
Ooh.
I think you would also thoroughly enjoy it. Have you read your copies yet?
I don't think I have. I think they're sitting in my box waiting to be read. I don't think I've read
Oh my
them.
god, they are so good. Okay, so it's a short run series. I think it was only like
4 or 5
4
episodes.
or 5 comics long. But I am actually missing the number 1.
I have the number 1.
Do you?
Yeah, I'll sell it to you for $45,000.
Oh, I don't have that.
Oh.
$45,000.
I was just going to say 45, but
I mean, that...
everything sounds better with
that.
1,000.
Well, I have a feeling I might be able to get it off to somebody else for slightly less.
Oh.
I'd be willing to pay more than cover price, though, for a first print.
Yeah. Do I have the first print? Is that what came out?
Yeah, you have the first print.
I have the first print.
I
Good
went
for
and
me.
sold my first print to somebody, hoping that they would buy the rest of the run, and then I would buy
The trade paperback?
the trade paperback. But somebody, like, I have a CGC'd first issue of Thundercats, and then somebody was kind enough to let me have their first issue of He-Man when it came out, like way back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to send that away to be CGC'd, and then I was going to get my own first copy of He-Man and Thundercats CGC'd and hang it in the middle.
Ooh.
But now I can't. So, yeah, that is sad times.
Sadness.
But in any case, it's everything I wanted it to be.
Yeah?
It's got a little bit of cheeseballiness.
I like cheeseballiness.
It's been updated though for more mature, like, readers.
Ooh.
I think at some point somebody calls somebody else a bastard, but like, the greatest thing is that it's like that's the worst that it gets, other than the significant amounts of blood and everything. But like, Skeletor still calls people like nincompoops and stuff.
Nice.
Which is fantastic. But yeah, it's a DC series. Let's see if I can find out. It's Lloyd Goldfine and Rob David, who are the writers, and then the artist is Freddie E. Williams II.
My
His
favorite
art is so good.
My favorite part of the comic book profile, when you're on the Rusted Robot is when you read the people's names because you say it so dramatically.
Yeah, well, because I don't want to get it wrong. But yeah, it's really, really good. So they wind up pairing it up in such a way that, because like even though He-Man is the one who's the most powerful in my opinion between He-Man and Lion-O.
More powerful than Lion-O?
Yeah.
No.
Well, like when he's He-Man, because he's super powered by all the powers of Grayskull, right? So so they couldn't just have He-Man doing everything all the time. So they managed to like remove him from certain parts, and then Lion-O is like heroic in other ways.
Okay.
But then they pair up and are super cool, like partners against Mumra and Skeletor, who have partnered up.
Nice.
But because they're bad guys, they don't really get along, and one of them is totally wanting to like overthrow the other one and then rule himself, because like that's what they do.
Are the mutants in it?
The mutants are in it.
Sweet.
The mutants are in it, and it takes place on Eternia.
What about the Robo-Burbles? Are they
No,
in it?
no, there's no burbles.
Oh.
Sorry.
You were going to call me bruh.
Brah. But yeah, no, that doesn't... they're not in there, because it takes place on Eternia.
Right. Not Third Earth.
A little bit of it takes place on Third Earth, but not a lot. But yeah, it's really, really well drawn and really well written. It's very much like you would remember the old cartoons to be.
Nice.
The only thing is, at the end, as Josh pointed out, it does get wrapped up a little quickly. But like after certain things have happened, you can't make the story continue that much more.
Okay.
Because, like, what are they going to fight? Right? Anyway, I wouldn't have been upset if they continued things on a little bit longer. Josh liked to tell me how it could have been longer, but, like, I agree with that part, but it was still everything that I wanted it to be, and if they made more, I would be more than pleased to read it again and again.
So I should read my copies.
You really should.
I need to get around to doing that.
Yeah. I wish they would make, like, a new cartoon of it.
I started reading a graphic novel. I'm assuming that there is a single issue to it as well. It's called Curse Words. It's about a time-traveling wizard who comes to the present, uses his magic to get rich and become famous and all that kind of stuff, but he's actually a really bad person.
I like
Just
it.
a really bad person.
I'm going to have to borrow this from you.
Yeah, it's great. It's weird, but it's great.
It was available as single issues, too.
Was it?
Yeah, but it's easier to collect it as a trade.
Yeah.
Just because it's been out for so long that I think the first issue would be hard to find now.
Yeah. So good.
And
it looks really good. It looks crazy. I didn't even know that he was a wizard, like, at first, until I read, like, the synopsis of it. Because, like, isn't he, like, a big burly dude who kind of looks like a biker?
Yeah, he looks like he's got this big white beard, but he's all jacked.
Yeah.
And he's got tattoos.
Yeah.
His friend is a talking koala. It's so weird.
That's
so,
great.
and you can find these at that store you talked about earlier?
Yes, it is Jump City.
And you work there?
I do.
But you're not there right now?
No.
Well, who's there right now?
My sister, Julie.
Your sister, Julie?
Yeah.
Doesn't your sister, Julie, like my other podcast that I have been doing?
She does, like, she loves Soul Forge.
She loves the Soul Forge podcast.
Yeah, it is her new favorite podcast.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I hope all other listeners will check it out as well.
Yeah.
But speaking of other podcasts, we didn't mention this on last week's show, but you and Julie were interviewed or something by another local podcast?
Yeah, it was called Beer and Bullshit.
That's what it's called, and it's a YouTube show.
Yeah, it's a YouTube video podcast.
All right. And how did that go?
It was actually really good. I have seen a couple of their other episodes. They meet with people that they find to be influential people in Timmins, which is why I was a little bit surprised after finding out what their podcast was about that they had us on there. But they were really cool guys. It turns out they also knew quite a bit about comic books, which was great. And then we had a series of things that we were supposed to talk about more in, like, how we started our business and what it's like to run a business in the area. But it just kind of wound up... we talked a lot about Superman in the Bottled City of Kandor.
Nice.
And about how certain things don't really make sense because everybody in the Bottled City of Kandor is also a Kryptonian, but they don't share the same powers because he keeps them in the little bottled city.
Oh.
But yeah, it wound up being a lot of fun. Also, I had to drink beer.
Because you're on the beer and...
Because we were on the Beer and Bullshit podcast.
Yeah.
I do not like beer. I've never liked beer. When somebody offers me beer, I generally...
Say no?
Say no, thank you. Because I don't like drinking in the first place, and then when I do drink, I don't choose beer. But the Full Beard Brewing Company, which is local to Timmins, made a beer that I like.
Ah.
I actually drank it and found it enjoyable.
Full Beard is so good.
It is really good. I think the one that I had was
5 o'clock Shadow?
something. No, it was the Prospector. Something.
Because it's a light honey-colored one, right?
Yeah.
I think I like that one, too.
It was a light colored one. Apparently, it's one of the most popular ones that they have. And then Julie was drinking something that was like a surprise one. They mix like a bunch of the hops, like leftover hops, that's not quite enough to make other ones, and then they make like a surprise one that is different every time. I can't remember what that one was called.
Like a swamp water, probably.
Kind of, but yeah, but she really enjoyed it. It had a significantly higher alcohol rating than mine did.
But you'll never have it again.
What do you
It
mean?
would be so sad if they made like one of those weird random ones.
And
it was amazing, like best beer you've ever had, and
But
you
it's-
can never have it again.
Because it's just leftover whatever's.
Yeah, but it's also like drinking like a Harry Potter beer though, because it's different every time that you have it.
That's true.
So that part's kind of cool. Plus, like, it's a higher, like a much higher alcohol content. So I assume after Julia was like finished like a little bit less than half of her drink, she would not have noticed the difference between that and another beer anyway, because she was pretty drunk. But it was really weird, and
Yeah.
I like full beard brewing.
I think Josh and I should be on this other podcast. What do you think, Josh?
We're going to podcast off.
A podcast
Ooh,
off?
a podcast off. All right. Hey, just before we started recording, Katie's mom called and you answered the phone.
Yes.
And we told her.
That we were about to record the podcast.
And what did she say?
She said, okay, well, I hope you win the podcast.
See? So that fits with this topic right now. We could win the podcast.
Yep.
But
You could win the podcast. This would be a situation in which you could actually win.
But you know what, though? I think there's room enough for 2 podcasts in town.
No.
No?
No!
I don't think it needs to be a competition.
There can only be one.
It'll be a competition, pistols at dawn.
Pistols at dawn? Water pistols?
Dueling pistols?
Nerf.
Oh.
Ooh.
Nerf or nothing.
Yep. So
You know, beer and bullshit, they might have water pistols and fill them with beer.
Okay. And
then they win. They're being shot with beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or they shoot themselves with beer and then they don't care that they're being hit by Nerf.
Oh, they'll care.
Are you gonna get that giant one with the Nerf dart that is like as big as Shane? Have you seen that?
Yeah, like the guy from NASA. Yeah.
No, there's one that was made that kind of like the dart, the arrow launcher that the Jorg makes for the slingshot pod.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. It got Nerf dart up to 700 miles per hour.
Oh no, you can't use that. They'll get hurt.
But then we win.
Yeah, they win. They're never gonna do it again.
Aw. But they're nice. I like those boys.
Got range of like 60
Well, you know what?
meters.
That's awesome.
You need
You
to...
can't hurt them. They're nice.
Since you have access to their information or contact with them,
Yes.
tell them to look us up, and we'll do a crossover episode.
Okay. Would you be okay with being on a video podcast?
He can be in the shadows. I don't care.
You could wear a cloak. You could be like Emperor Palpatine.
Darth Josh.
Moving on.
Yeah. What do you got?
So I've been.
Let the hate flow through you. And there'd be like vapor just spilling it. You'd be like a wraith.
He's always
Just
vaporing.
like in the shadows and vaping, and just it would billow out of your cloak.
Okay, Josh has something to say now.
So, you know, I listen to a lot of audiobooks while I'm working.
I do know this.
Okay. There's a series that I found that I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And the new one came out a little while ago. Apparently came out quite some time ago, but I just found out that it came out. It's called Magic 2.0.
All right.
Okay. It's a really good audiobooks. It's kind of sci-fi, kind of fantasy. It's more sci-fi, but it's more fantasy.
Okay.
Wait,
Right.
what?
What?
Alright, so the main character finds a computer file while just going through his computers, right? Just hacking things. And it's got him, because the first thing he does anytime he finds a database is he looks himself up. And what he does every time is he changes his height. He adds an inch to his height. Because he just does that.
All right.
And then he notices that when he walks to the bathroom, he can see on top of the mirror.
Which you couldn't do before.
Which you couldn't do before. He doesn't think anything about it.
Yeah.
But then he bumps his head.
Hmm.
And then he measures himself against the wall. He's taller than he was before. He goes back to the file. He changes his height back, goes and measures himself again. He's smaller again. He's found the master file. It contains the world. And anything you change in the file changes.
I like it already.
So, He makes an app on his phone that he can teleport places. He makes another app that allows him to, it'll teleport him exactly 1 foot up, and it repeats it 4 or 5 times per second, so he can hover.
Ooh.
But he's actually just falling and teleporting, so it doesn't work out that great. Anyways, he changes his bank account, adds a little bit of money, adds a little bit of money, spends it, adds a little bit of money, spends it, adds a little bit of money, spends it, adds a little bit of money, spends it. And then the FBI are after him. And he's like, oh crap. So he found out the best time he's going to go back in time, because he can do that, because he went back in time and played poker against himself.
What?
Yeah, it's interesting. So he goes back in time to the 12th century in England. So he's like, I'll go there and I'll be a wizard and they'll fear me. So he goes back in time. But when he gets there, there are already wizards there. Other people who have discovered the file. So it is all pure sci-fi because it's all about computer manipulating the file. It's all fantasy after that point because it's all magic. That's why it's called weird. Magic 2.0.
It sounds like it would tie right into your curse words thing because it's a wizard that goes to the future.
It would. That's really cool.
That's
I like
so
it.
confusing.
That's like the reverse of curse word.
And there's 4
Does
books.
he dress like a wizard?
Yes, eventually. So there's 4 books in the series, right?
Yeah.
And the newest one just came out in 2017. There's Off to Be the Wizard by Scott Meyer, Spell or High Water, An Unwelcomed Quest, and the newest one, Fight and Flight.
That sounds pretty great.
It does sound pretty good.
And in the first one of the guys... Oh, I know that would be spoiling it.
Don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it.
Because I plan on reading this now.
Called Magic 2.0.
Yeah, Magic 2.0. The first one is Off to Be the Wizard.
I just finished the Darth Bane series.
It's got an average rating of 4 stars.
That's not bad.
Should we mention that this Halloween there's going to be another NOE/Timmins Comic-Con dance?
We should mention that, in fact.
It is going to take place at the Senator Hotel Ballroom on the 28th of October.
It is.
Yes.
And we will all be there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Pick out your costumes now.
Can you get tickets at Jump City?
Yes, you can.
Are they available yet?
Yes, they are.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah.
Where else are these tickets available?
I think Alfie's is one of them.
Yeah.
And I think there's maybe Wicked Stuff. Probably Wicked Stuff.
Because Wicked Stuff and Elfie's are owned by the same guy.
Yeah.
So that would make sense.
They're amazing. They're such nice people.
Since I'm on the board of this, I should know this information.
You should know these things.
We really should.
We really should. But we haven't had a board meeting in forever. So.
Yeah, I know,
you're on the board meeting too now. That's right.
Yeah, I'm on the board.
Yes, because I introduced you to the guys last time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And
That's
then,
true.
And then nothing has happened for months.
Nothing has happened for months. This is
But
true.
I am always significantly more excited about Halloween and the Halloween dance than you guys are.
We also, after that, we have a New Year's dance coming up. That's a formal gala, so no costumes, actual fancy dress.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's going to be great. Oh, I never have a place to wear a really fancy dress to, and now I
Are you gonna wear a
have.
sword in your dress?
I think
I have an appropriate sword for the category.
I don't know.
it's a formal sword, right?
I have a
A
Gladius.
formal sword?
Yes.
I don't think I want to go with a Gladius because that Gladius is really sharp.
Yeah, but it's also one of the few that I have a scabbard for.
I don't think I want to wear the Gladius.
Okay.
It is too sharp. Also, I don't want to encourage people to bring weapons to these things.
Yeah, I don't think that's allowed.
Yeah. I can give you a Nerf sword.
Ooh.
That'd be
A
awesome.
Nerf sword would be cool, but I have a feeling they would not be pleased because they've said no costumes.
It wouldn't be a costume.
They said specifically no costumes.
Yeah, it's formal clothes.
It's like a purse. It's an accessory.
You can wear your you could wear your mangoche.
It's also sharp.
Can you
No,
do the
it's
Fandango?
not.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, I sharpened it. I forgot about that.
Yeah, did you forget? It's really sharp
But
now.
it's very fancy.
It is very
And it's
fancy.
clearly decorative.
I'm not wearing a sword in the back of my dress. As cool as it would be, I feel like, especially because there's people listening to this, it would encourage them to do so.
Do you want the claymore?
No.
That's only as tall as you are.
It'll stick out
Claymore.
above my head.
Front towards enemy.
Wrong kind of claymore.
Okay.
But I am torn between the dresses that I'm going to wear, so I don't even know if it would fit in the back of my dress.
All right. Well, that's fair. All right. Well, we're almost out of time, but
It's a digital medium. We have as much time as we want.
I know that's why I said it because it's hilarious. You remember how back in the classic days of the Rusted Robot podcast, every episode we would do a robot profile?
I do.
Oh, yes.
You remember those days?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, we haven't done those in forever.
True.
And I would like to know if our listeners care about that or not. So if they prefer the robot profile or if they don't care one way or another, they could let us know. TheRustedRobot@gmail.com.
Yep.
But I have a robot profile for this week.
Okay.
I found it on CNET.com, and the title of the article is called Dawn of the Sexbots.
Yep.
All right. So I'm just going to read a little bit of the article. It's hilarious, right? Yeah. Stepping out of Westworld and into your arms, an AI-equipped faux human lover with customizable looks, voice, personality, and sex drive. Could it be your perfect companion? Do you know what I like about you? The smoky-eyed redhead asks. The way I feel when I look at you. It gives me butterflies. Her favorite hobby is talking to me, she adds. It's my lucky night. Jackie's a perfect 10, and she's got a great personality. I know, because I picked it out. Jackie.
No!
Jackie isn't like other girls. She's an artificially intelligent chatbot from Abyss Creations, a company best known for making strikingly realistic silicone sex dolls. I can't have sex with Jackie, but you'd never know it from talking to her. She's the perfect programmable lover, affectionate, intimate, and personally tailored to my tastes. Jackie and others like her are part of Abyss's latest push, an effort called Realbotix that aims to bring the company's Realdolls to life using an AI engine called Harmony. Harmony is already available as a standalone app. For a yearly subscription fee, customers can create their own virtual girlfriend right on their phone. Virtual boyfriends are still in early development, and forge a relationship with it through conversation. Everything about these avatars, not just their hair, outfits, and bust sizes, but their personalities, is fully customizable.
Oh my god, it's like her coming to life.
Right?
Have you seen the movie?
I own it.
Oh my god. It's a really good movie, but...
So, by the end of the year, the goal is to put the same software that drives Jackie into the heads of a new generation of technologically advanced real dolls with expressive animatronic faces, blinking eyes, and custom voices. The idea isn't just to have sex with them, but to talk with them, grow close with them, fall in love with them. So...
with a robotic doll.
Yeah.
Has no one seen the episode of Futurama where they're like, sex with robots is bad?
So the article is really, really long.
I even heard it didn't end well.
And I'm gonna share the article on the Rusted Robot Facebook page, so because it goes on and on and on for like 15 paragraphs.
Oh my god!
And I don't want to read it all, but
oh my god!
I don't think they're going to. They understand what their primary objective is.
Explain.
Well, yes, emotional connection gets a lot of news. Like, oh, this guy loves his real doll. And, oh, this guy's in love with this chatbot. Oh, this guy's in love with this computer girlfriend and is going to marry her. It happened in Japan.
Yeah. In Japan it happens a lot.
So, okay, this emotional attachment thing, that gets a lot of news.
Yeah.
That's not what people want a sex bot for.
What do they want it for, Josh?
It's in the name.
For sex.
Oh! not for companionship.
I think what they want, though, is, like, I think people were, like, wanting it to, like, move around on its own, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody wants a sex bot that eventually, after it gets to know you, is going to be like, no, I'm tired.
Well, no. There are...
I don't know how to feel about this.
The desire for a partner is one thing, and some people do want that in a robot. But most people that will be buying these just want a sexual companion to relieve the sexual stress that they are feeling in their life, since they cannot get a companion that they would like to be with.
Well, if you read the article, Tom, a 71-year-old man, designed a robot that looks like his deceased wife, and he paid $17,000 for it. And they play footsies.
That's kind of creepy.
A little bit.
Yeah. Did you know they not what is it called? I forgot which company. It's not Realdolls. It's another one of the sex.
True Companion.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe they did a survey of like, okay, if we could offer you a fully autonomous sex bot right now, what would you design it? Like physical outside, what would you design? Did you know unusual skin color, like blues, greens, and reds?
Yeah, like aliens.
Insanely popular, because it would bypass the uncanny valley, because you make it look not human. So elves are popular. Twi'leks. Aliens are very popular because it bypasses the uncanny valley problem. Unusual eye colors. Wings is apparently incredibly popular.
Really, eh?
Yeah. Tails.
And they don't have to work or move. They just have to be there.
Small wings that are decorative. They don't need to be fully functional wings. They don't need to be 12 feet across.
Okay, if I have a robot with wings,
it's going to be
things are functioning.
It's going to be fully functional, programmed in multiple techniques.
So yeah,
It's a Star Trek reference. I know you don't get it, but it's hilarious.
I don't get it. To me, that just sounds really bad.
That's season 1.
Yeah.
That's episode 4?
That's the first episode after the pilot.
So yeah, episode 3.
The Naked Time. The Naked Now. One of those. The Naked something.
Data says
The Naked Now.
It's less creepy when Data says it.
I'm sure
Because
it
he's
is.
a robot and he says it in a weird robotic voice and he like looks at the person like he's explaining like a car manual. So he's not looking with like creepiness.
Yeah.
He's just like, I can do these things. And they're like, oh, that's neat.
Okay then.
Anyways, so yeah, they're focusing on the wrong aspect. Get the fully functional robot first, then worry about personality. Because right now, like, have you seen some of the robots that they've made that have full facial?
You know what?
You hear the gears and servos.
They look creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to fix the uncanny valley problem before they move on to personality.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know that much about sex robots, so.
Really, that surprises me.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Actually, I saw a neat thing about how they were made. It was like a how it is made thing.
Oh, there's a thing on Netflix.
Yeah.
From 2011 that we watched.
It was neat. What I saw was just like a shorter clip, and it was neat because they have people, because like when people customize their quote unquote bots, right? They customize everything like right down to like what kind of makeup they have.
Yep.
So like there's somebody who gets hired to put their makeup on.
Okay, as soon as you said bots, I don't know if you guys have ever watched Robot Wars.
Oh my god!
All I can picture is just 2 sex bots fighting it out to the death.
That would be kind of cool.
And the winner gets Tom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want human robots to fight.
Well, just like the Japanese-American robot fight, that's supposed to be happening soon.
It's supposed to be this month, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometime this month.
Haven't heard any more about it, but
Neither have I. It's been.
We'll have to look that up and get a postscript on this.
Yes.
So I feel like we should definitely do an episode just for that.
Yeah. If we can find out when the live feed's going up, we'll do a live episode.
That sounds
Ooh,
amazing.
can we eat popcorn?
Why not?
Because I know people don't like hearing things being eaten on podcasts.
This is true.
It freaks them out.
They hear Josh's vapor rub and
vapor rub?
Well, vaporizer, whatever it's called, and our tea drinking.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we're fairly quiet for tea drinking.
Yeah, we are.
You mostly just hear like the cups being put down.
And we try to mute that as much as possible.
Yeah.
So
we're not slurpers or anything.
Yeah. Anyway.
Remember that one time with the watermelon?
I think my vaping has a Darth Vader-ish vibe.
It does. That's why we had an episode called Darth Vapor.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm. You remember that?
Yeah.
That was one of the first ones that you were on.
Yep.
Yeah, good times. Like a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm. Different tank, so it was a louder tank.
It was the one that looked like a lightsaber.
Yeah. So that's our robot profile for this week.
Yeah. Sexbots.
For more information,
Why am
read
I
the
not
whole
surprised?
article.
Okay, so now for the
hypothetical from last week.
Yeah. So I hear we have no responses.
We have no emails, no tweets, not a single thing.
Oh, this is very disappointing.
I don't know where Sparky and Guns are the last few weeks.
Yeah, we got to check up on them. Have they come into the shop? Are they okay?
I saw Sparky.
Are they okay? They're not dead and they're not in the hospital?
They're not dead.
Oh, okay.
Well, next time you see them, say, hey, send an email to the podcast.
It's because they hadn't worked together, and they only listen to them when they're working together.
I was not aware of this.
Yeah. So, I guess they were each working on separate projects, or possibly just maybe one's on vacation or something?
That's poppycock.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well,
because I haven't seen Guns. Guns has gone to a mysterious place.
So we're disappointed in you, dear listeners. I really wanted answers because then we could organize a tournament.
We were gonna organize a tournament.
I was.
That would be awesome.
Okay, how would that work out?
I would randomize who got what, and then I would suggest how. We would talk about how each matchup would fit together.
Oh, okay.
We would discuss each one and add it on to the end of the episode. Anyways.
We can't do that.
So, we'll give our answers, and then we'll collect more answers from the people by next week.
Or should we just wait for next week?
Well, we'll give our answers, and then...
Maybe we could have like a battle royale between our 4 answers.
That'd be cool.
All right. So, let's start with Katie.
Okay, I would pick a fae from the Winter Court, probably a she, because they are the most powerful.
Okay.
Also, the Winter Court because they're more aggressive, and that's how I generally choose things to fight, is really aggressively. And not a stand there and wait for the opponent to attack person. And then they have kick-ass magic, they have good defensive spells, they can change size, and occasionally they can take control of other things.
Okay. And who would your greatest enemy be?
I was informed an iron golem, which is true because Fae are weak to iron. Iron and I think there's another thing.
Cold iron is what affects them.
Oh, okay. Is that the only thing? It's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
that is what I would pick.
Sean, what would you take?
I would take a Pegasus.
Pegasus.
Because it's a horse with wings, and that's cool.
Okay.
Horse with wings is cool.
Right?
Yeah.
You'd take a flying horse.
I would take... And the enemy, of course, would be a unicorn. Because it's like a horse with a spike. And they seem evenly matched. And it would be just cool to see that fight.
Okay.
Pegasus versus unicorn?
Yeah.
So, My Little Pony deathmatch?
Yes, pretty much.
Shane, what would you go for?
Balrog.
A Balrog.
Balrog.
So, Fire Demon.
Balrog would be cool.
Gandalf the Grey.
So we don't know how, but he does defeat it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fire Demon from the pits of Middle-earth.
Yep.
Alright.
You shall not pass.
It could beat up a
Why?
Pegasus.
Yeah, why?
Because I can't think of anything more awesome.
Okay.
They have cool
Balrog
big-
is just really cool.
We have reached the limits of your imagination.
They've got cool looking feet. They can fly.
Yeah.
He's got ram horns. He breathes fire.
Yeah.
And a sort of flame, and a whip of flame.
Yeah, and he's got a whip. Yeah, that's right. So like he's sentient enough to be able to use weapons,
He's actually fairly smart, actually.
but he's like a big ass beast that could just like ram stuff and kill it.
Exactly.
Pick it up
It's
and
got
crush
the brute
it.
strength, it's got the magic, it's got...
It can
looks
fly.
Cool. It flies.
It's got fire.
Yeah.
Feel the magic, hear the roar.
Yeah. It's got everything you need for an awesome
Thundercats
mythological creature. Everything.
All right, Josh, what's the right answer?
There is no right answer.
There's
There are so many things in mythology
Yeah.
and lore, and so there's such a plethora of creatures to choose from. I personally would have to go with a firebird of Russian mythology.
Oh, not like car manufacturing?
No, because it drives away with its light any evil magic that affects the area. So no evil magic can get near it.
Okay.
Do I count as evil magic?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What if I'm not using it for evil?
Yes.
Ah.
All malicious magic is driven away.
Oh, okay, malicious? Yeah, I'd be malicious.
Balrogs aren't malicious.
It's a firebird, it's continually in flames, and it has the ability to heal with a single touch. From, depending on the story, all the way from minor wounds to dead for centuries.
Is it like a Pahenix?
It is like a Pahenix, but it is the firebird. It also grants wishes to others when it chooses. And its nemesis would be any ice creature, because it goes away for the winter. It vanishes from Russia from the winter, because...
So we would fight.
Yes. So any of the cold, deep cold creatures would be its enemy. Any of the ice beasts and the ice dragons. There's this beast that brings storms, that brings blizzards in Russian mythology.
You're speaking too quietly.
There are many, many, many ice creatures out there. But yeah, it'd be an ice creature of some kind.
Like me?
Well, yeah, you're one of the she. But
Yeah.
that's okay. You use magic.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get close.
Ah.
Well, that's very cool. And I hope our listeners will inform us of what their ultimate mythological deathmatch would be.
All right. So we have the Balrog, a she of winter, one of the Unseelie court. We got a Pegasus, and a Firebird. All right.
Very cool. All right.
No hypothetical for this week because we're continuing on for next week, hoping the listeners will add to our death match.
Yes.
And I will roll up next week once we have some more responses.
Looking
See
forward to
what
it.
a death match would be.
Very exciting.
Cool beans.
All right. Well, thanks once again, guys, for being part of the show.
Thank you.
More than welcome.
So, listeners, thanks for coming out. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing the links and telling all your friends. And remember, never trust an atom because they make up everything. If you'd like to contact the show, email us at therustedrobot@gmail.com. Our website is therustedrobot.podbean.com. On Twitter, we're at therustedrobot. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Darth Vaderloo. We'd be honored if you would review us on iTunes and like us on Facebook. If you'd care to support the show, there's a PayPal link on the website or go to patreon.com/Darth Vaderloo. Please check out Jump City at 229 Pine Street South in Timmins. And as always, if you like what you heard, let us know. But most importantly, tell your friends about us. The Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
I could do this all day.
Even if I lose my job, I will travel with phone in hand, searching the neighbor's yard. People don't seem to understand when I pull over in my car. Pokemon Go! It's you and me. I just ran into a tree. Oh, I met new friends in the park at 2 a.m. Is new. Other people are outside too. You see me and I see you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Yeah. Now it's time to hatch my egg. I gotta walk all that way. Exercise ain't my thing, but now I do it every day. I overheard someone say they're going to the gym, but I know they're not working out, so I have to challenge him. Pokemon Go! It's you and me. I just ran into a tree. Oh, I met new friends in the park at 2 a.m. Come on. Well, this is new. Other people are outside too. You see me and I see you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon Go!
This has been a Valley of Vanderloo podcast production, all rights reserved.
This transmission ends now.